Just make sure, guys, that you set a standard and that you work with people who are likable, trustable, want to work with you, and that are reasonable people. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is BC. Welcome back to another video. I wanted to talk to you today specifically about clients to avoid. I have 4. There's many more that I can give you. I've given them funny names, and I want to make sure that you guys are spending your time efficiently when it comes to doing business with people. The biggest mistake I see a lot of people make is they don't set a standard when it comes to the type of people that they're going to work with, okay? So, number one is the control freak, okay? This is the client that wants to call the shots, doesn't want to follow your process, and basically thinks that they know better than you, and that even though you have your process and things built out, they're going to say, no, we're going to do it this way, right? Think of, as an example, a buyer who doesn't want to cooperate with your process. You know, they want to skip steps. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. Same thing with the seller, right? You give them a time frame, what you're going to do step by step, and they want to say, no, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. You want to show the property all the time. I only want to show the property 1 hour from Saturday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Those are the control freaks. And the reason you don't want to work with them is they make your life hell. They complain all the time, right? They don't let you follow your process and do exactly what you need to do to get the home sold, right? So again, whether you're in real estate or not, I think a lot of these things apply, but the person who doesn't let you follow your process and wants to basically call the shots themselves is most definitely somebody you don't want to work with, okay? Number 2 is the doomsday client. I call them the doomsday client because everything is pessimistic. Everything is negatively framed. They don't think anything's going to work out. They always have an issue. They always think worst case scenario, this isn't going to work. That's not going to work. And it becomes a thing where it's like you're battling this wave of negativity all the time, and it's no good, right? Whenever you work with people like that, they don't have full trust in you. They never think things are going to work out. And they really just always believe that everything and everyone in the world is working against them, right? So even if you bring them good news, they'll turn it into bad news, right? You say, hey, we got an offer. And then you write up a counter and they'll say, oh, they're not going to accept it. So why even waste our time? Or, oh, no, that looks good, but I don't know, for whatever reason, that guy's name is William. And every time I've done business with a William, it hasn't worked out. They'll just figure out some way to make your life a living hell, right? So a doomsday client, definitely avoid them at all costs, all right? I got these, the notes here on the sticky notes. The third one, I call it the email monster. The email monster is the person who only communicates via email. They'll say, send me your pitch, send me the numbers, send me everything. They'll refuse to talk to you, and everything has to be through email, like zero communication, right? They'll even probably email you and 5 other people, 5 other agents, and they basically want to funnel everything in through email, tell me what you're going to do and this and that. That is a complete waste of time. How do I know this, guys? From experience. When I first started out and I would get people like that, I would do that. It never worked out. It never worked out. So my recommendation to you is, if you have somebody like that doesn't want to communicate, only wants to communicate through email, wants you to send them everything and never have a conversation with you, avoid them at all costs, because they're trying to, again, set the frame and set up the control and lead. So they're kind of a control freak in a way too, but it's just, it never works that way. So I'd recommend that you not work with them, all right? And the last one, I call them the best friend bandit. The best friend bandit is basically the person who, like in this case in real estate, they have their friend, their cousin, their neighbor who's the super good one, right? The professional, and everything has to be run by them. Like they have to ask them, or they have their way of thinking based on what that person told them. So if you say something different or do something different, it's either automatically wrong or they question it like crazy, right? And you want to avoid them because, again, they're not making the decision. Their best friend is. And of course, if they're in the same industry as you think they're going to support that neighbor of theirs or friend working with you? Of course not. They're always going to bicker, complain. They might even be present if you do presentations. I've had it happen to me before, right? And they'll, give you weird faces, right? Make weird gestures, say weird things just to try to ruin the deal. And I call them the best friend bandit because they're a bandit, right? They're there to cause problems. They're there to rob and pillage and not do well. And again, I have direct experience with the guys, and it's definitely not fun and not exciting. So I have more, right? If you're interested in hearing more about types of clients to avoid, go ahead and leave a comment below. Additionally, if you have your own, go ahead and comment below, because even if you name a situation, what I can probably do is create a name and then include it in the next video. All right. Just make sure, guys, that you set a standard and that you work with people who are likable, trustable, want to work with you, and that are reasonable people, right? I find a lot of times, especially for newer people, or if you're coming through hard times, we want to just go for everybody. But when you don't have the standard and you work with these type of people, it makes you not want to be in the business. It kills a lot of your time, your energy, and your resources, and you just don't want it to happen, okay? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Check the links below, right? If you guys weren't aware, I have 3 tiers of coaching. I offer a ton of stuff. I do online consultations now as well for people who just want to do a Zoom call, and my courses are available too, all on bryancassellacoaching.com. All right? Appreciate it. Subscribe. Leave a comment below. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.